Hi, welcome to Rottner Rebel. I'm here with Sandra Solomon Fragrance.
Hi.
And not too long ago, we did a Sexiest Oud fragrance video. I'm gonna link to that one above. And today it's time for us to do a Sexiest Boozy video. So I have 10 boozy fragrances that I selected from my collection, and you are here to to give your rating based on sexiness from 1 to 10. So I really enjoyed our oud video, and I am so looking forward to doing this boozy video because I love sort of a boozy notes. And I do know that you also enjoy that sort of boozy side. Yeah. So this is going to be exciting. And without further ado, let's get to it.
Yes.
So first up is Bentley for Men. This is the original. Here you go. Sniff it out. So Bentley for Men and Bentley for Men Intense are, at least to me, really well made. Boozy fragrances for men, and I love them both. How do you feel about this one?
I really love them both as well. I have this one, and it is, as you say, really well made, and I really like it. But this is not that sexy to me. It's just a really good fragrance that I love to smell on a man.
Okay.
But in the sexiness, it's not the top one.
So what are you gonna give Bentley for Men in terms of sexiness from 1 to 10?
In terms of sexiness, it's a 6.
Okay.
Yes.
So Bentley for Men, the original, got a 6 in terms of sexiness. I feel that Bentley for Men is a really well made. I mean, it's so cheap, but it smells way more luxurious and niche than its price tag. So regardless if it's sexy or not, I can highly recommend it. But in terms of sexiness, this one only got a 6. Next up, we have the king of booze, my favorite. Oh my god, I love this one. This is Bentley for Men Intense. Here you go. To me, Bentley for Men Intense is more heavy on the boozy notes. And as the name says, it's more intense and in your face. How do you feel about this one? Is it sexy or not? Come on, what do you think?
Yes, and it is, like you said, it's more heavy on the booze, and you know, I always pick up one booze note in specific. This is heavy on the rum, and this is definitely more sexy than the other one.
Okay, so what are you gonna give Bentley for Men Intense in terms of sexiness?
It's an 8.
Whoa, pretty good.
I think it's
pretty
really
good. We are climbing up when it comes to your ratings. So that was Bentley for Men Intense. I love this one. And I feel that if you want something that is going to make you stand out in a crowd, that is going to give a loud and in-your-face sort of a boozy note, then you really got to go for this one. And it's super duper cheap as well. So it's like a no-brainer. Moving on. Next up we have Pure Malt from Mugler. I really enjoy Pure Malt. To me, this is sort of a malty, slightly sweet fragrance.
I was just about to say that. This is like booze and something sweet that is just wonderful together. So this is definitely more sexy than the others. And I think I'm going to give it a 9. I really like it.
Wow.
Yes, this is sexy.
I believe that Pure Malt is still in production. A few of those in this line have been taken off the market and have been discontinued, but I do believe you can still find this one. If you can find it, then I highly recommend you to secure your own copy just in case they decide to discontinue it. It is a really well made boozy fragrance that I can highly recommend, and this one received a 9 from Sandra Solomon in terms of sexiness. So yeah, that was pretty good. Moving on. Next up we have The Tragedy of Lord George from PENHALIGON'S. So I am going to link to our first impressions of PENHALIGON'S, so you can check that one out.
And do not miss our story about the lords in that one.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I don't know if we were on booze or something.
Yeah. Make sure you check it out. If you enjoy sort of a niche fragrances, make sure you check out our first impressions of PENHALIGON'S. This one was in it.
Yeah.
So I cannot I believe I enjoyed it.
Yes, you really liked
but
this
I
one.
cannot remember what I gave it in terms of rating. Can I smell it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so what do you think, what are you going to give Lord George in terms of sexiness?
I actually wouldn't say this is that boozy. It's more of a spicy fragrance to me. But it's definitely sexy. I think this is really good. I think it's a 9.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, wow. Interesting. I do pick up something boozy in it. Some of the fragrances in this list are going to be heavier on the booze. For example, Bentley for Men Intense. Others are still going to have that boozy note, but it's not going to be the most dominant one. But you can still sort of pick it out. I can pick it out here, but it's nowhere near as boozy as Bentley for Men Intense.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think this one is that sexy, so it was interesting that you found it sexy. But yeah, that was another 9. So this one currently is tied with Pure Malt. This one got a 9. Moving on. Next up is Dark Rebel from VARVATOS. I absolutely love this one. For a few years, this was pretty much my sort of a rebellious kind of fragrance. I still feel that it's amazing. I will always have a bottle of this one in my collection. This one has like a ton of notes, and I believe it has a rum note, and together with one of my favorite notes, which is a sugar cane accord, which is so goddamn nice. Yeah.
So is this still one of your favorite Rebel ones?
Yeah. And this one also has leather in it, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, I was just about to say that this is the perfect boozy fragrance to use with a leather jacket, and that will make it really sexy. Yes.
So how do you feel about VARVATOS Dark Rebel in terms of sexiness? 1 from 10, please.
I think this is an 8.5, but if you add that leather jacket, you are getting a 9. Yeah.
Wow, okay. So yeah, you heard it from the source. Make sure you put this one on, and you're gonna score some extra points if you have a leather jacket on at the same time. So 8.5 for Dark Rebel from VARVATOS. I love this one, and I can highly recommend it. Moving on. Next up we have Invictus Intense from PACO RABANNE. We did a versus video with Invictus, Legend, and I believe the original. And I am going to link to that video above, so make sure you check that one out if you are interested in PACO RABANNE's Invictus line. But yeah, we really enjoy this one, and it has a whiskey note in it. To some people, that whiskey note is really intense. Others can barely feel it. I can pick it up, but I feel that it's sort of balanced pretty well together with the other notes.
Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with my nose. I do get a boozy note, but I get more of like cognac, the fruity kind of boozy smell. But it's really good, and I like this very much. I think it's sexy, boozy and fruity sexy. So this is an 8.
Okay, interesting. Wow. There's something about that Invictus DNA that I just love. Whenever I pick up one of the Invictuses, the bottle of any of those, and get a whiff of that sort of a core DNA, I just remember why I bought the original Invictus in the first place. Highly recommended. This one scores an 8.5, right?
8.
8. Okay. Moving on. Next up we have Jazz Club part of the replica series from Maison Margiela. Here you go. This one is like a mix of something smoky, something boozy. I also believe there's like a hint of leather in it. I really, really enjoy this one.
Yeah, this is really great. This fits for every occasion, and this is definitely a fragrance that will make me want to get closer to the man wearing it. I think it's really sexy. So for me, this is a 10.
Whoa! Yes. Whoa, okay, wow. I wasn't expecting a 10. But yeah, oh my god, this is so good. So the first 10 in this sort of a battle to try and find out which is the sexiest boozy scent. And the first 10 went to Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. Moving on. And the next one comes from Cartier, and the name of the perfume is PASHA de Cartier Parfum. Here you go. There's something unique about the sort of a booziness and the overall scent in these, and I just love it. How do you feel about it?
I think it's really good. It smells wonderful. I actually have it myself as well. But this is like Bentley for men to me. It's a really good one, and I enjoy it on a man. I enjoy it on myself, but it's not that sexy. So this is another 6.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, but I do agree. It was a good sort of a comparison in that it gives the sort of the same vibe as Bentley for Men, but I think more of Bentley for Men intense than the original.
Yeah, maybe somewhere between.
But yeah, it's really nice. But in terms of sexiness, guys, this one is not a loser, but it only received a 6. So yeah, that was interesting. Moving on. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorites from INITIO Parfums, and that is Side Effect. This one is a mix of something boozy, something leathery, something smoky, and I just love it.
It's really, really good. So I think it's when you add that sweetness that you get me going.
There's I think it's like a vanilla or something in this one.
Yeah, this is really good. I actually do get some saffron. Can there be saffron in it? I don't think you mentioned it.
It could be saffron is used sometimes when they sort of try to recreate that leather.
Ah, okay, yeah. Maybe it's that. This is 9.5. Almost a 10.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. If any of you guys are looking for something that is going to make you stand out in the crowd, that is a mix of something boozy, leathery, and smoky, then wow, I can highly recommend Side Effect. And Side Effect almost got a perfect rebel in terms of sexiness, a perfect sexy rebel. A 9.5. Moving on. Next up, we have Dior Fahrenheit Parfum. This one has a boozy side, but to my nose, that boozy side is not the most intense one. But I met people who experience that boozy side as something that is a lot more intense than I do. Okay. So I'm not sure how much you pick up of the boozy side.
I think it's boozy, and I definitely smelled the booziness when I sprayed it on the stick a little bit earlier. And I think this is a really good one. I really like it. I think it makes a man attractive, but to me it's not the sexiest one. Yeah, so I think this is not a 6, it's a 7. Yes.
Okay, okay, cool. So that was Fahrenheit Dior Parfum. I just love this one. If you're looking for a true gem, something that is truly beautiful, with vanilla that to me is highly addictive, then I can really recommend this one. So Dior Fahrenheit Parfum got a 7.5.
7.
7. Okay, yeah. So the winner with the highest rating in terms of sexiness is Jazz Club from Replica, and closely followed on second place by Side Effect from Initio. Now I want you to sniff these both side by side, and I want you to tell me and us if you still stand by that Replica beats Side Effect.
Yes, and that's because the Replica has those a little bit more dirty notes than Side Effect. Side Effect is more of a beautiful fragrance, and Replica is more dirty, nasty.
Okay, wow.
of fragrance.
Okay, interesting. I love hearing that. So yeah, that was interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We sort of crowned the sexiest boozy fragrance, and the one that took it all was Replica Jazz Club from Maison Margiela. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then I would highly appreciate if you would smash that like. Please do make sure you hit that subscribe and that notification bell, not only on my channel but also on Sandra Solomon Fragrance's channel. I'm gonna link to her channel in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.